Johnny. You're making your vlog. Early morning, heading out of Wollongong. No wind again. Rain, ships. Maybe some fish. That would be nice. I'll put the sail up shortly, I think. And then we're heading to Manly. Maybe. Let's see. Johnny's got dinner. You! Practice my butchering skills. From this to this. Come on, sushi. Johnny! Oh, it's so hard. Bye Manly. Happy sailing today. Johnny at the helm. Don't stuff it up, Johnny. It's turned out a little rainy this morning, but now it's starting to fine up. And we're off. Next stop, Hawkesbury River and Pitwater. Bit of swell in the Sydney heads this morning. Woo! Nice. Looks like we have a bit of company for the ride. Wind's behind us. Keeping up about 7 knots going through the heads. Then we're going to turn and head up the coast. Oh, it's a big one, Johnny! Pretty happy with this wind today. We've had absolutely nothing, 4 or 5 knots of wind. Pretty much the whole passage all the way up from Jervis Bay to Sydney. We had to run at least one engine, so we were chewing through fuel and still only making about 4 or 5 knots. But today, we probably averaged about 7 or 8 knots just under sail. Not a motor to be heard, which is fantastic, and 22 nautical miles from Sydney heads to Taravale when we eventually get there is all under sail power, and I've never been in this part of the country before, so I'm looking forward to it. As you can see, if you can see, there's a regatta. It's a sailing mecca in Pittwater, and there's a fair old race on there around the island, and it's a lot closer than the JBCYC racing that we do. Yeah, I'm not going to get involved in that. I'll steer clear.
For a navigational warning about debris in the Hawkesbury, Cowan Creek, Brisbane Waters, Pitwater area and Sydney coast offshore.
It's just a small log, Johnny. Yeah. So I'm up the front here at the moment, pretty much on watch for flood debris. We've seen some pretty big logs, and one tree just now off in the distance that was far enough away, but there's a lot of debris coming down the Hawkesbury River. There was there still is a maritime warning for debris, including shipping containers and parts of houses and all sorts of things. So we don't want to hit anything. So I've spent most of the morning sitting up the front here, which is a very pleasant place to sit while Johnny was on the helm. And yeah, so far we haven't managed to hit anything. And I'm assuming that seeing they're racing in the headland here this morning, that there's not too much around. But anyway, we'll keep an eye out. Hopefully we won't hit anything. Pitwater, party town. There are boats everywhere, people everywhere. This ain't no Jervis Bay. Wow, that's a lovely little anchorage. We stole a mooring. Apparently that's the done thing. You can steal a mooring as long as you move off if you're asked to, which I suppose is the same with any mooring really. But here we are. We're going to stay here tonight. We do a little bit of touring around tomorrow, maybe a bit of maintenance before we do that. Everybody's setting up for the night. Some beautiful boats out here. So I think it's beer o'clock. Everybody started before. Well, here we are in gusty old Pitwater. Westerly wind, southwesterly blowing today. We've just left our refuge. We're out in the Pitwater Passage, going to, where are we going? We are going here, America Bay. It's supposed to be quite sheltered there, and there's some moorings, so with a bit of luck we'll get a nice sheltered night there. It's supposed to continue westerly, but I think it's going to ease off a bit. It's going to change around. Johnny's in his own boat today. Probably see the tiny little speck back there. I did leave before him, but not much. And he wanted a race. So a race is what he'll get. Beautiful spot to go sailing. We've got a reef in. I'm solo sailing. That's our Broken Head lighthouse. Beautiful spot. Anyway, we'll see you when we get there. Don't you just love westerly winds? Man, they are so gusty. We're getting up to 8 knots in some of these gusts with a reef in the main and a rolled in head sail. Poor old Johnny back there on his little 24-foot boat. We did manage to put a reef in. He never had the reef lines set up or anything in the past, and so I rigged him up a reef. Woo! Just before we left, and I'm glad I did. I can see him, he's pretty heeled over in the gusts. I reckon knowing Johnny, he's having an absolute ball. Just hope he doesn't tip it over too much. We just hit 8 knots then with a reef in, and yeah, I don't know what speeds he's doing, but let's hope he's okay. So far he's okay. I've been communicating with him on the radio, so he looks alright, a bit heeled over, but he'll get there. I've got about a couple of miles to go. I think probably one more tack before I can get around this point, because we're heading pretty much upwind up the Hawkesbury River. So one more tack should get me around the headland and into a nice little sheltered bay if I don't run into a catamaran on the way. I better get back to work. Alright, single-handed tack, here we go. Helm down. Almost there. Alright. It's really hard to yell at yourself. You get accused of yelling at everybody. I'm a crew on the boat, but in these conditions, you've got to make stuff happen fast. And there we go. Woo. Feel the boat tense up once it starts to get under power. Everything tenses up and the boat really feels nice. Oh, arrived at America Bay. Absolutely beautiful. Sun's setting. Still a bit breezy. I'm kind of out of the breeze here. A little bit sheltered. It's not too bad. What a beautiful spot. Still waiting on Johnny. He'll be a little while longer, I think. But yeah, it's a nice quiet area. Apparently there's a waterfall. See some people up on the cliff over there. So tomorrow we'll go and have a little explore, I think. It was a fantastic sail. Nice and windy and lots of bullets coming down through the Hawkesbury River and all the little valleys and stuff, and huge gusts. I reckon some of them were probably up around 30, 35 knots, which, you know, and it's pretty heavy even with one reef in. But we're safe, we're sound, we didn't break anything. At least I am. And I guess Johnny's going to be here. He hasn't called me on the radio to tell me he's not, so we'll see him when he gets here.